Alright, what's going on, folks? That's how I start all my videos. That's how I'm starting today's one. Um, let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about how we did with that one thing where they actually came in and observed us. Guess what? We did so good that they're actually punishing us. Like, we did so good that they're going to bring somebody else in to observe us. So it's like, great job. More work. So, thank you. Good job. Let's do it again. And then, all right, here. No. Someone's coming on like a Tuesday or something like that, so I'm going to have to switch a class to a Tuesday. So I just want to congratulate you and say you guys did a good job. Thank you for behaving and pretending like you guys actually behave that way all the time, because I really appreciate it. That might be a that might be part of it. No, I want you to show up. The next thing I want to talk about is, you guys got emails about the Explore test? Did you get emails about the test for Explore? Mother, thank you for everything you've done for me. You're the light of my storm. I love you, Mother. Happy Valentine's Day. Dude, you rock. Ted, good one. All right, you got an email about the Explore. The Explore test, here's what the deal is on that. Later on in the future, and not too distant future, you're going to have to take the SAT or the ACT. You guys heard of these tests? They're really important tests. What's the point of these tests? It helps you get into college. It also helps you get scholarships, money for college. You guys get it? So these tests are actually really important. Now, what is the Explore? The Explore is like the a little bit less difficult version of the ACT. So if you do well on these tests, it will prepare you for the ACT. And that's why these tests are important. Because the point is, these ACT tests are actually really important. So you want to do well. That's why I want you guys to do well on this. I'm trying to read the audio. What? It's crass to scratch you. Oh, it is crass to scratch your whatever. But anyway, so what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to like adjust the plan a little bit. I'm probably going to adjust the plan a little bit to include a little bit of ACT practice, or like test taking tips practice and that kind of stuff. This is a really important thing. We cool? All right. So, second part. Let's get started on class. What I want you to do is pull up some scratch paper. And today I'm just going to make up the class. And you know what? That was good, right? That was perfect. You got it there right. All right. What's going on, Raimana? You're here. And you know what, Raimana? I've been stalling this whole time. Really, he called me earlier today, and I told him I try to stall to see if I can, like, start class when he actually attends, because he said he was going to show up late. He has got to go all the way to Waimea or something like that. So, Raimana, we did it. Dude, no, I'm not dogging you for being late. You called me, you told me that you were going to be late. I'm not even teasing you. Like, I usually tease you, but I'm just saying, like, this time I'm not. Okay, I did what I said I was. I stalled for time. We're ready to start class. I haven't even taught them math yet. All right. Yeah, I know. It's because I love you. All right. All right. So check this out. What I'm going to do is, I realized that they started giving you the hints and the tips and all of that kind of stuff. And I told them I wouldn't teach them to you. But what I'm going to do, stop that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a bunch of problems for you, and I want you guys to figure out the tips and tricks. Cool? And that's all we're doing today. Today we're just going to do a whole lot of practice problems. Sup, dude? Let me do this. Okay, wait. Let's just do it like this. No, wait. I can't. There we go. All right. We're just going to do a whole bunch of practice problems today. And hopefully you'll guys be able to see how to do these kinds of problems. I'm going to try this one, okay? Now let me erase the headless body that I have up on the page. No. Yeah, it was funny. All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take out a piece of paper. I want you to start writing these problems down. Let's do this one. Ready? Um, X squared plus 9x plus 18. You guys got it? That's so funny. Raimana has a picture of his face, and then right behind him, there's a picture of him going like this. Look, there's a picture of Raimana right behind Raimana, and he's like this. I think it's funny. Anyway. All right. Oh, that's your uncle? Okay, never mind. Pen or pencil? I do not have a pen or pencil. I'm sorry. All right, go ask Miss G. She usually has that pencil. All right, so check this out. Ready? How do we factor this? We're gonna put those parentheses there, right? We're gonna put an x and an x. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna think about the factors of 18. Break it down. What is 18? 1 and 18. What else? 2 and 9, 3 and 6. By the way, that's not 29. All right, so we have 1, 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Which one of these can I mess with to get the number 9? I can mess with 3 and 6. I can add them in a way to get 9. Are we cool with that?
Yeah.
So I've got my 3. I've got my 6. And what would you put in between there? Pluses or minus? Pluses. Because you want to add them to get 9. Right? Does that make sense? Are we cool with this? All right. By the way, okay, let's do another one. Ready? X squared minus 9x plus 20. Let's do it. Today I'm just going to do a whole bunch of problems. I want you guys to kind of take a look at things. All right, I'm going to have x and x. I can have 1 and 20. I can have 2 and 10. 4 and 5. What else can I have? Is there any more? 1, 20, 2, 10, 4, 5. I can't think of anything else. Are we good with those online? All right. Which one of these can I mess with to get the number 9? Don't answer. Don't answer Diamond. Everybody else answer. Yeah, exactly. 4 and 5. And all right, so I'm going to put my 4. I'm going to put my 5. Got it? Now, how would I get negative 9? No, you cannot answer. You would subtract both of them. You guys agree? Because negative 4 and negative 5 give you negative 9. You don't know that?
Oh, yes.
If you go backwards 4 and you take 5 more steps backwards, you end up being 9 steps backwards. Does that make sense? All right, good. Good. Awesome. Let's try this one. Ready? X squared minus or plus 7x minus 30. Okay. Do your parentheses. You're going to put an X and an X. Diamond can't answer. Mitchell can't answer. Ted can't answer either. So it looks like Raimana, Kingston, and Brandy, that's all of you. So, what are the factors of 30? 1 and 3. 1 times 3 gives... Yes, 1 times 3 gives you 30. 1 time... Kingston says 10 and 3. Okay. 10 and 3, 2 and 15. Awesome. What else? Is there anything else?
Yes.
3 and 10. We got that.
Yes.
What else? 6 and 5? Anything else? 5 and 6, 6 and 5. They're the same, right?
Yep.
Like, I already listed 10 and 3. I don't need to list 3 and 10. We cool? They're just two numbers, so I mean I can switch them order. Alright. Which one of these pairs can I mess with to get the number 7? No and no for Diamond and Mitch. See these 4 different options. Which one of these can I mess with to get the number 7? Yes. Full part. No. Full test 2.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Which one of these can I mess with? Okay, 10 and 3. There we go. Awesome.
That's what she said.
Good. I'm sorry. I was reading while I was trying to do. I was trying to read like 3 things at a time, and I'm looking at Raimana over here. All right. So I actually like this. I think that what we should do, what we should invest in, wouldn't it be cool if we had like a classroom where we had like a bunch of iPads on the wall and we just like FaceTimed everybody, and then we're just like, hey, da, 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 da. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so 10 and 3, right? How would I put the pluses or minuses in there to get the number 7? Positive 7, mind you. You don't. All right, Ted says 10 minus 3. Oh, okay, so you're talking about put a plus on the 10 and a minus on the 3. Yes, do you guys agree? Absolutely correct. So why don't we why don't why don't we check it? I don't think you say you're wrong if you're actually wrong, but you're right. He's right. Why don't we check it? Let's foil this. So we got x squared, right? And then negative 3x plus 10x minus 30. I foiled it. First outer and last. You end up getting really good at that real quick. All right. So the negative 3 and the 10x add in the middle, and you end up getting positive 7x minus 30 x squared. Hey, it looks like we factored it correctly. We cool? You guys see it? All right. Keep writing. Let's do another one. This is fun. I think it's fun. X squared minus x minus 30. I already have the factors of 30 listed, so I'm not going to ask you to do it again. What's the next question I'm going to ask you? How can I get it to so that it equals just x? Not negative x. We're looking at the number in front of that x.
Yeah.
Negative 1. Exactly. How can I get these guys to give me negative 1? Which one of these pairs give me negative 1? Yes, don't answer. Raimana, it's actually you. Your turn. I'm picking on you now.
Go, Raimana.
Raimana, which of these pairs gives me negative, can I get negative 1 with? What is that? 2 and 15. All right, let's talk about that. No, okay, fine. 2 and 15, let's talk about that. That was your guess. It's absolutely wrong, by the way, but I'm just letting you know. All right, here's the reason why it's wrong. Is because if I add 2 and 15, the only way I can mess with this is adding them or subtracting them. If I add 2 and 15, I can get 17. I can also figure out a way to mess with 2 and 15 to get 13, or negative 13, or negative 17, but there's no way that I can mess with them by adding and subtracting them to get negative 1. Does that make sense, Raimana?
Yes.
All right, so 2 and 15's not a winner. What else? What's another pair of numbers that I can get negative 1? Don't look at the chat bar because Ted put up the answer.
God, Ted.
5 and 6, exactly. And how, my friend, would you get 5 and 6? How would you make that negative 1? I know that Ted already put the answer. I'm just letting you know. I'm talking to Raimana here. There we go. Thanks, Ted. Spam it up, man.
Thanks, Ted.
What is that? I can't hear you. It's in the computer. Hey there. Hello? All right. Yeah, I can hear you. How would you do it?
You would.
How would I make negative 1 using 5 and 6. I know, Ted, I got that. I appreciate that, by the way.
Subtract.
Subtract what? Subtract what? There we go. Does that work? Does that make sense? We got that? Because positive 5 and negative 6 gives you negative 1. We cool with that? All right, good. Then that's how you factor it. I mean, are you guys good at this, or I mean, it's like all right? All right. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the trick. Remember, I told you that there's a trick, and I'm not gonna teach it to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell it to you straight up. I'm just gonna have you guys observe something, and I want you guys to tell me what you think. There's a way to know what the signs are of those things are before you even start the problem. I can look at this and identify, hey, I'm going to have 2 pluses, or I'm going to have 2 negatives, or I'm going to have a plus and a minus. I can look at these problems and say, boom, right off the bat, 2 pluses, 2 minuses, plus and a minus. I'll give you the hint. When we did this problem over here, what was it? It was a plus and a plus, right? When we did this problem over here, it was a minus and a minus. When we did this problem over here, it was a plus and a minus. And the same deal over here, plus and a minus. Do you see the pattern?
No, not at all. Not even close.
Ted, do you see it? Look at it. Look closely.
Because like the top one is the
Oh, well, here's the good question. Here's a good question.
one of them is different.
We multiplied this number and this number. I mean, they could be different numbers. I just chose A and B. We multiplied those 2 numbers to get which number, by the way?
Let's see.
To get the last one, right? Right? Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
And we multiply them to get the C. So if I multiply 2 positive numbers together, what kind of number am I going to get? A positive number. If I multiply 2 negative numbers, what kind of number am I going to get? A positive number as well, right? So when I look at a problem and I look at this sign right here, when I look at this sign right here, I immediately know that either both of them are going to be positive or both of them are going to be negative, right? Because you have a positive times a positive has to give you a positive, and a negative times a negative has to give you a positive as well. Does that make sense? All right, now here's a good way. How do I know that it's going to be either a positive positive or a negative negative? How do I know which one to choose now? You guys understand? What I'm asking is, this sign right here, the sign of this number right here tells me that I'm either going to use a positive positive or a negative negative, right? Well, how do I choose which one?
You can look at what the first one is.
Ah, I can look at this number right here,
I can tell.
because that will tell me whether it's in positive or negative. Because remember, how did I get this number in the middle? What did I do? I added this one and that one, right? So if I add 2 positive numbers, what kind of number am I going to get? No, if I add 2 positive numbers, I'm going to get a positive number. Does that make sense? If I add 2 negative numbers to each other, what am I going to get? A negative number. So immediately, just by looking at this thing, I can immediately tell you, hey, it's going to either have a plus plus or a minus minus in there. You guys see this trick? If you don't see it, then what I would recommend doing is to do a buttload of problems, and eventually you'll get it. But I'm introducing it to you now. All right. Let's look at you're talking about you want to look at this stuff now. What's going on with that? Right?
Yeah.
My first hint is I look at this number right here, or at least that sign right there. Is it a positive or negative? It's a negative.
Negative.
So I know one thing. If I have a positive number, what two kinds of numbers would I have to multiply together to get a negative number? I need to multiply a negative and a positive together. Do you get it? So, as soon as I see this negative sign right here, as soon as I see that negative sign right there, I know that it's going to have a positive and a negative.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
I got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Like, are you guys seeing this? No, because like, watch. What's really cool is this is your homework problem. Let's do them. Let's do one of them. All right, I'm doing number 2 for you. You ready?
What?
Page something. Page 6. Let's just take a look at it straight up. Immediately looking at that, what can you tell me? Talk to me about the signs.
Number 2?
Yeah, number 2. Boom! Raimana's got it. He said, because there's a negative 12, this is the signs right there. Can you guys hang with that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I got a question for you, Raimana. I'm going to have 2 separate numbers in there. Actually, this is a question for everyone. In fact, Raimana, you can't answer because you answered. There's going to be 2 numbers that I put inside here, right? I'm going to put a number over here, I'm going to put a number over here.
Right.
Already you know that there's going to be an X there and an X there. We're good with that.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to put a number there and a number there. But here's my question. Which one's going to be the bigger one? Do I put the bigger one here or the bigger one here?
Bigger? Yes.
Is the bigger one going to go on the left one or the right one? Mitch says the right one.
Yeah, right.
You are absolutely correct.
The left. Right.
Why, Mitch?
Like that.
No, not because it's bigger negative 12. Why? Diamond. Uh-huh. What Diamond is saying is she's looking at this number right here. And in order to get that middle number, we added these 2 numbers, right?
Yep.
And if I want that middle number to end up being negative, then I should put the bigger number with the negative one, as opposed to the positive one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? All right, which 2 numbers should I choose? Think about the factors of 12.
6 and 2.
There's 6 and 2, there's 3 and 4, there's 12 and 1. Which one of these will give you, you can mess with to get 4? 6 and 2. And immediately I know 6 is going to go here, 2 is going to go here. Boom. Like, we didn't really even have to like play with it and practice and try it out. We just kind of like positive, negative, 6 and 2. There we go. Now, I'm showing this to you now, but for the most part, you need to practice with this. All right, let's try this. And since we're doing your homework for you, I'm gonna like just kind of let you guys have you guys answer. How do I do this problem right here? Let's do this one. How do I do 8 right here? We haven't dealt with something like that before.
No. I don't do the dance.
Do you guys see what I'm talking about here? We haven't dealt with something in front of the x squared before. That messes with us. We're like, what the heck is going on here? So what would you do? Why don't we try this? And I think I see what you're suggesting. Why don't we try this? Why don't we do this? Can I write this down? Negative x squared minus 5x or minus 24.
And then solve it.
No, can I write that down? Well, obviously I can write it down, but is that the same thing as my problem?
Yes.
Why is it the same thing?
Because if you look
Do you see it? Well, if I distribute this into here, that would make it negative x squared.
oh, okay.
If I distribute this into here, that would make it positive 5x. If I distribute this into here, that would make it positive 24. That's the same thing.
Oh, it's the same.
You guys get it? You guys see it?
Yep.
All I did was I factored out the negative 1. Technically, you can kind of think of this as negative 1. I took it out. Now I can totally do this part right here. Right? Let's do it. Parentheses, parentheses, parentheses. I know there's going to be an x here and an x here.
Plus and minus.
Plus and minus, you know that right off the bat. Which one's going to be the bigger one, the plus or the minus?
Minus.
The minuses. Good. Ted, by the way, you're allowed to answer again. I took the ban off of you.
And me.
And Diamond. Yes, Diamond, you're able to answer. What are the numbers? Which numbers would you choose? Think about the factors of 24, and then think which one will give you 5.
8 and 3.
Well then, 8 and 3. Diamond, you are no longer allowed to answer. 8 and 3. All right, and how am I going to do that? And this is actually for a TED question. In fact, wait a second, wait. You know what? We've been ignoring somebody. Tatiana. I'm going to start grabbing you for the next part. Cool?
No.
I'm sorry, Tatiana. I for some reason you came in too late, and so I forgot about having you jump in. But anyway, we're suggesting 8 and 12, or 8 and 5. Okay. 8 over here and 5 or 3 over here. And that will give me negative 5. But I also have a negative out in front. Why do I have that negative out in front? No, because of this negative right here. I just didn't drop it. I didn't just get rid of it. Are we cool? I'm having fun with this. Let's do it. I'll tell you what. Let's do a few more.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have fun with these. These are great. Let's try this one. Write this one down. All right, Tatiana, we're going to throw you in on this one. Don't worry about it, Paige. Just because you're late, though, you're going to have to do some problems. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what, Paige. I'm going to have the class kind of explain to you what's going on, what we covered. But let's do this one. Tatiana, let's see how you got it. All right, I'm going to break this one down like this. What are the signs? And this question is for Tatiana. Do I have a plus plus in here? Do I have a plus minus in here? And if you don't know, just type in IDK and don't worry about it. Don't feel bad, you know. Don't feel bad about IDK. I just want to make sure that we explain it to you though. Tatiana, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Do you know what the signs are? That's for Paige. I don't know why it's all yellow. Yeah, I'm asking Tatiana. Let me just try this real quick. All right. All right. So I'm assuming Tatiana, you're having a little. Okay. All right. Tatiana, don't worry about it. You don't feel bad for not knowing. I'm gonna have Raimana explain it to you. Raimana, you're probably gonna have to type it in. Can you guys hear Raimana?
Can you hear my voice?
Shh. Raimana's gonna talk. Actually, Raimana, why don't you just here? Why don't we just do this? Turn on your mic on your computer. Wait. No. All right, Ramona, can you turn on your mic, turn on your volume or something?
In the battery.
You hear me? I turned it on.
All right, turn the mute on your turn the mute on your turn the mute on your iPad. That way it doesn't feedback.
Hello?
Yeah. All right. Good. Right, Ramona, why don't you explain to Tatiana what the signs are? I like this.
Alright. Well, because we have a negative 12, and because it's a negative, we put a plus on the left and a negative on the right.
Exactly. You're gonna have a plus and a minus in there because you're looking at this negative 12. And the reason why you know it's a plus and a minus is because you know that whatever number goes in here and whatever number goes in here have to multiply out to give you negative 12. And the only way that you can have that happen is if you have a positive number times a negative number. We cool? Make you sense? Awesome. I'm going to keep this on. I like it like this. All right.
You have to get that.
All right. Yes, I will give it back. Okay. By the way, you could have it like this. Negative and a positive. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
As long as you have
The numbers correct.
it positive and negative or negative positive. You know what I mean? We cool? All right. So now here's the question. All right, we know that this is going to have an x and an x. This is the way it's been going, right? What are we going to have? What are we going to have here? What numbers are we going to put in there? We're going to have the big one on the positive. Why do we have? How do you know that? Oh, oops! Yeah, you did. You were wrong. We're going to have the big one on the positive side. Because I need to add them together to get positive 4. Which numbers, though? All right, Tatiana, here's the next part. Well, first of all, Tatiana, do you understand why we have the positive and negative in there? Why do we have the plus and minus signs in there? We good? I know Ted answered it, but I'm just saying. Ted needs to spam himself out. All right, Ted, it's done. It's done. Yeah. Yeah, he did. But hold on. Tatiana, do you understand why we have a positive and negative? And I don't want to make you feel like I'm singling you out. I just want to make sure everyone understands this. Okay, good. Now, here's how we choose which numbers to use. We look at the 12 and we say it has to multiply out to 12. So we choose all the numbers that multiply out to 12. 1 times 12. 2 times 6. 3 times 4. But the question is, which one can we mess with by adding and subtracting to get 4? I know, it's 2 and 6, and Brandy is saying it like it's 2 and 6. It's 2 and 6. I'm just saying, dude. 6 and 2. I know. You're excited about this. I feel like you're excited.
I am excited.
Because it's good stuff, right? It is like kind of fun. And that's it. And that's how you do it. And you know what the best thing to do at this point is if you're a little bit fuzzy on this, or actually what I would do regardless, is I would FOIL this out and check it. And I would do that to every problem. Cool? Alright. How are you guys doing with this? Are you guys tired of this thing? Is this like boring to you at this point? I'll do two more. How's that?
Alright.
Let's do this one. Paige, did it work? Or did it work when I did this work? Did I fix it? Alright. Paige, did you hear our conversation about positives and negatives? Okay. I have a question. I'm not going to ask what the answer is, but if you can answer what the signs are, I want you to let me know now. Can you tell me what the signs are? You don't tell me what they are, but just...
Me?
Yeah, are you able to tell me?
Answer?
No, you're able to tell me whether or not you can answer.
I can answer.
Okay, good. Then I'm not going to ask you. Randy, you got this? Okay, all right, fine, all right, okay, okay, all right, fine. What about you, Mitch? You got this?
Oh, signs.
The reason why I'm is because I want to make sure Paige understands because she just came in, and I know she came in a little late. So, Tatiana, can you tell me what the signs are, or Paige? What signs am I going to put in here? Right here. What do you mean? Oh yeah, we're on page 8, number 21. Wait, other people can't see my screen? Can you see my screen or not? Alright. Alright. Then here's what I want you to do. Paige, if you can't see my screen, write this down. On a piece of paper, write x squared minus 4x plus 24. Write that down. You got it? Now underneath it, put 2 giant parentheses and put another pair of giant parentheses. Alright, now we're going to put our binomials in here, in these 2 giant parentheses. And Ted's answering it again, which I'm fine with. Alright, at this point, you know what, Paige, maybe just watch the archive, because I know I'm recording this, and I don't want to slow this down too much. Alright, so check this out. Which signs am I putting in there? You guys can answer, go for it. It's a plus and a minus? You guys say minus and plus? Plus and minus? All of you guys are wrong.
What?
You're wrong. It's a plus plus? Raimana says plus plus. Raimana says minus minus. Yeah, I agree. Raimana looks at this one and he says, it's either plus plus or it's minus minus. And then he said, no, wait. It's a minus minus. How did he know? How did you know that it's a minus minus? Oh, he's decided not to answer. Oh, fine. Because what? Because the negative 4, I know I have to add these 2 numbers to get a negative 4. So I know it's going to be a minus minus. Which 2 numbers can I use? Crud. How do you do this one? I can't think of a single number. Let's see it. X squared. Let's see, 24. I got 1 and 24. 2 and 12. What else? 6 and 4. What else? 8 and 3, yeah. None of those add together to give me 2. Or negative 4. There's nothing I can do to really make these negative 4. What's going on?
Yeah, it's wrong back.
Here, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a look at this? Why don't we try this then? I'm not actually, I was actually surprised. I didn't know.
Liar.
I'm not. Yeah, I go and do all the problems like just in my sleep or whatever. Alright, I'll tell you what. I think they put a typo there. I really do.
Good.
But let's take a look at it real quick. I just want to see what it does, because I don't know how to solve this one. Alright, ready? I'm going to graph it, and I want to look at it. Because if I graph it, it will tell me, because what's the whole point of doing this? Why are we factoring? We're factoring it so we can, after we graph it, we can figure out where the thing crosses the x-intercept, right? So I'm going to look at this one. X squared minus 4x plus, what, 24? Okay. Where's my graph? Oh! There it is. No. Diamond saying it's doable. Here's my question. When does this graph cross the x-axis?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. That's why we couldn't factor the dang thing. Because it doesn't even cross the x-axis. Yeah, alright, fine. We're going to discriminate later.
Dude, did you hear about Kansas?
I think that they accidentally gave you the wrong problem. I think that they should have given you minus 4x minus 24.
And then I would have.
And then you would have been able to do it. But in the state that it's in now, you can't solve it. And here's the reason why you can't solve it. Because the dang thing don't even cross the x-axis. We will learn how to solve these types of problems later on in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks maybe.
Oh, I thought you were going to continue that too.
No, in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to show you how to do exactly these problems. But for now, you just say, I can't factor it. What do you want me to do? And the way you can prove that, you can say, look, I graphed it. The thing doesn't even cross the x-axis. I don't know how to tell you where it crosses the x-axis if it doesn't cross the x-axis. What do you guys think about that problem? I think it was a good
I
lesson.
don't like it.
I think it was a good lesson because not all of these problems can be solved. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Not everything can be factored, and that's just something you're going to have to deal with.
I'm just going to write it.
Yeah. You can even put, here's what I would put. Here's what I would do. And you know what? I didn't assign you this problem, so you probably won't write this to me, but then you can say, this problem is not solvable. Don't assign
Under what?
us dumb things like this. Mr. Dalday. And this is to Mr. Dalday. To Mr. Dalday, this problem is not solvable. Don't assign us some things like this. Love Mr. Dalday. Happy Valentine's Day. We cool? Yes, you don't need to write all those things. Just put no or a big X over it.
I just wrote, I'm done with you.
Done with you. Okay, anyway. I'll tell you what. Do you guys and there are other tricks. And the only way you can really get good at this is if you do a bunch of these. Like, how did I teach you today? I just did a buttload of problems for you. And then you folks were able to kind of like say, oh, I can see the trick. I understand what's going on. I can kind of hang with that. And here's the thing. If I were to just show you the tricks right now, you'll never memorize them. It would be like me giving you too much of a handicap and you'll never actually really get good at it. But if you just do a bunch of these, you'll figure them out. They're not that bad. They're kind of fun, actually. You just play with them. All right, I'm going to introduce to you one more thing. And then we're done. And this one's a little bit harder. And to be honest with you, I don't even really know how to teach this to you. No, I don't know how to teach this to you. Like, there's this special formula. The only way I know how to teach this to you is just to say, do it. No, it totally is acceptable because that's the way I learned it, and that's kind of the way you learn how to do it. All right, anyway, hey, let's try this out. Ready? Let's FOIL this, and I'll do it for you because it's really easy. It's 2x squared minus 4x plus 7x minus 14. So that's 2x squared plus 3x minus 14. Are we cool? I just FOILed that out. Good? Now pretend that you didn't see that and I gave you this. 2x squared plus 3x minus 14, and I tell you factor that. Okay, here's the problem. We haven't dealt with things that have numbers in front of it. Actually, we did, right? Yeah. We divided out the 2. We could divide out the 2, but the problem is not all of these are divisible by 2. So what do we do? Like, what is that? No, we don't just bring it down. How do we do this problem? And my answer is you just do it. Because obviously it can be factored, right? Would you just do it? I'll show you because it actually comes out to be pretty cool. You guys ready? I know that in order to get this number first, we usually put an x and an x over here, right? Because, and then why do we put just an x and an x? Because we want to multiply that to get x squared, right? But this time we want those first numbers to multiply out to get 2x squared. So I need to put a 2 in front of them because a 2x times x is 2x squared. Are we cool? Does that make sense? All right, good. You guys understand why I did that? Okay. The sign thing is actually a better... Yeah, we'll take a break. Can I finish this one though? 10:23. All right. The sign thing, the sign trick that I've been teaching you guys is actually better and more applicable to over here. How do I know what the signs are? Is it going to be positive, negative, or negative, positive? All right. Positive, negative. Or it's going to be negative, positive. I'm not sure. It's going to be one of these. All right. Now, obviously for these two numbers over here, they're going to have to be numbers that multiply out to be 14. So what are my options? 114, 2 and 7. What else? 1 and 14, 2 and 7. That's all I can think of. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Which of these numbers can you mess with to get the number 3? No, you can answer. Totally, answer. Which of these pairs should I use to get 3? I can't. But wait. But there's something different about this problem. There's that 2 over there. So what I would do is I would actually suggest just trying it. Let's put a 2 here and a 7 here. Okay? All right. Let's FOIL this out just to try it. If I have a 2x times x, I'll have a 2x squared. We cool?
Yeah.
If I have a 2x times negative 7, I'll have negative 14x. We cool? If I have a 2 times a x, I'll have a positive 2x, and then I'll have a negative 14. So this gives me 2x squared minus 12x minus 14. No good. This is wrong. Then let's try this. Put the 7 here and the 2 here.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'll put a 2 here and a 7 here. So the negative goes with the 2 and the positive goes with the 7 this time. Cool. Let's try it and see what we got. 2x squared plus 14x minus 2x minus 14. This is not working out for us. What if we did this? What if we did this? What if we tried gave it another try? Hold on. What if we did this? Why can't I change my color? Whatever. All right. What if I have a 2x here and an x there? And what if I did this? The problem that I'm having here is I'm getting like either 12 or negative 12. Right?
Yep.
What if I put the 2 here and the 7 here?
Okay.
Because what that's going to do is if I multiply these two together, I'll get 7. Right?
Yep.
If I multiply these two together, I'll get 4. Can I mess with 4 and 7 to give me 3?
Yep.
Good. Good. We're on the right track here. And which one's going to have to be the bigger one, the 7 or the 4? The 7. So I'm going to put the positive here and the negative here. Let's FOIL that out. FOIL that out. And tell me whether or not that's right.
It's right.
How do you know it's right? I'll tell you how I know it's right, and you guys are gonna be like, "Duh."
I'll do it.
All right, fine, do it. I'm gonna wait for you to do it. Because foiling is not bad. It's all right. It's fine. No, no, no. I think it's fine. What Brandy is saying is like she needs to draw out the things, and she actually needs to do
Draw
the
little rainbows.
first, outer, inner, last, and that's fine. You know what? When you take the SAT or the ACT or the Explorer, and you have to draw in the rainbows on your scratch paper, they're not going to give you a score at the end and then say, "Oh, by the way, she could pass the test, but she had to draw the rainbows." They're just going to say she passed the test. So draw your rainbows away, girl. And after a while, you'll figure out how to do it without the rainbows. But I mean, for now, just do it. Mitch, what's your thoughts, man? Is this correct? All right, Raimana says 2x squared minus 4x plus 7x is equal minus 14. If you simplify that, that ends up being positive 3x. And so, yes, this is correct. This is our factorization suckers.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah, really, what comes up to the, or what it comes down to is you need to worry about the outer and the inner. And make sure that the outer plus the inner is equal to that middle term. That's another trick. Yes, I know. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. As we do these, you'll figure this tricks out. Exactly. You don't need to FOIL the whole thing out. Because the way you set it up is you know that the first times the first gives you 2x squared. We designed it that way. We also know that the 7 and the negative 2 gives us negative 14. What we really want to know is, are we going to get that 3x? And that comes from just doing the outer and the inner. 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. Inner is 7x, so add those together, you get positive 3. Are we cool?
Yeah.
Would you guys like to know the easiest way to know whether or not this answer? Where did this problem come from? It came from multiplying these two numbers together. This is the answer. Because that's the answer, because that's the way it started. That is great. You guys are like, duh. Break. All right, ready? Break time. Break. Yes, you can have your phone.
I'm telling her.
I know Kansas. There's this song called "Carry On My Wayward Son." It is awesome. Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's kind of suck. Like I'm usually on the other side, on the conservative side.
It's not one thing.
Yeah, usually politically I'm on the other side, but that's not right. Maybe their motivation is like, well, WWJD, and I don't think that's WWJD. You guys don't know what that
Nope.
is. Okay, never mind.
I signed it.
He's mine. My precious. Shh, shh, shh. We need to be quiet. We need to be respectful. I'm talking to my students. You need to be respectful too, but I mean, I'm not your teacher.
Yeah, man.
You guys got a few more minutes for your break. How do you guys feel about these things? Brandy? Um, did you do anything for your mom for Valentine's Day? Did you like send her a text or something? Send her a text. Just send her a text. Oh, I told him this morning.
What happened? What?
Yeah, he called.
She woke me up and she was like, oh, yeah, she was like,
Well, excuse me. I just happened to. You walked into this. You walked into the room and you were like, I got so many gifts from the baked goods.
start handing me baked things. Yeah, they were with me. Gotcha. Children. They all love
Yeah. Ted's like, I want candy. I feel lonely.
I kind of don't like them.
All right. I kind of want to keep going. Like I kind of want to just keep doing as many of these problems as I can. That's my class. This is what my whole class is gonna be. I'm not gonna teach you anything new, really.
Okay.
I'm just gonna we're gonna do these problems together. I think it
You
is
need a friend.
because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the reason why. Is because like
I said that.
I'm not really like I feel like I could just teach it to you and I could just show you this is how you do it. Do it this way. Or I can just do a bunch of them for you and then have you figure it out. I'd much rather do it that way. All right. We're going to start it in 1 more minute. I'm going to talk to Mr. Freeman.
Okay.
Shh. 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 Yes, it seems that Brandy she's like, I get
I'm hella good
Valentine's
with the
all the
face.
time. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's start this process. Let's start play this game. Tatiana, I'm not going to pick on you anymore. Paige, I'm not picking on you either. But what I do want to do is I want to make sure you answer. So make sure that that happens. Cool? I want to make sure that we're getting everybody in on this. So throw it up there. Even if other people throw it up there, just make sure you understand what's going on. All right. Let's do this. Because these problems actually, I really enjoy this. All right. We got an X. Oh, wait. Before I do that. What numbers, what am I? I'm going to have two numbers to begin with. What are those two numbers? No. No, you're not going to have. I'm going to have a 2x and an x here. Why? Why 2x and an x? Because I have to multiply out to get 2x squared. So I have the 2x and the x. Are we cool? All right. What are my other options? I'm on page 8. I'm doing problem 21, page 8. Oh. Wait, there's two sets of 21s? How dumb. Sorry, I didn't write the problems, by the way.
Liar. You're late.
I got these from the University of Hawaii, and they told me that if I go through this curriculum, it will be the best thing that will prepare you for the Common Core standards specific to Hawaii. Yes. I'm going to teach you this math class, and we're going to go from 25 to 21. All right, you ready? We're doing the bottom problem on this one. What are my numbers that I should choose? What are the factors of 9? 1, 9, 3, 3. All right. Which ones do you think I might want to use? And this is a little bit harder this time. I mean, this style is a little bit harder. Yeah, you really have to think about like. All right, here's a good question. You know that one of these numbers you're going to multiply by 2, right?
That's so
Right? So, which one of these sets can I multiply one of these by 2, and then multiply one of these numbers, and then add them together to get the number 3? You're wrong. Just letting you know.
Alright,
You're done answering for the wrong reasons this time. Obviously, it's 3 and 3, because if you're wrong, then it's 3 and 3. Why?
I don't know.
Can you multiply? There we go. Mitchell's got it. He knows that one of these I'm going to have to multiply by the number 2, because there's a 2 here, right? And so I can multiply one of them by 2, and I'll get 6. Can I mess with 6 and 3 to get the number 3? Yeah. So how would I put it, Mitchell? Well, tell me about this.
Take it away.
What I would probably do is this. I know it's going to be a 3 and 3 here, right? Which one's minus 3? There's 2 3s. 2x minus 3, and I'm going to put a positive over here. Is he right? What do you think? Is he right?
I don't know.
He's actually I'm going to let you guys answer it. Is he right or wrong?
Wrong.
Why? You guys realize that up until this point, he was the only one answering this, and he actually got them all right to begin with.
Good job.
I'm just letting you know. All right, how would you check it? Here's my question. You'd FOIL it out, right? Do we need to FOIL, or do we need to do the first part? Or
No.
the first times the first?
No.
No, we designed it like that. Do we need to do the last times the last?
No.
No, because we know that that's going to be -9, and that's the way it works. But we do want to check out the inside. So is it 2 times 3, -3 times 1? 2 times 3 is 6, -3 times 1 is -3. Add those together, you get +3. Looks like Mitchell did a booyah, suckers, to all of you who said I got it wrong. Let's try 25, because I'm going to tell you right now, 25 is actually the bottom one. Bottom right-hand problem of page 8. Here's the thing about the hard part about 25. I'm going to break it up like this.
It could be 1.
Exactly. It could be 1x and 4x, or it could be 2x and 2x, and those are the first numbers. There's 2 separate things you have to try.
And then like is
All right. Now, here's another thing, too. Let's talk about the second numbers, because there's a way, like, all right, I'm going to talk to you guys about how I go about doing these things, because it really is a game. Like, you guys should pay attention to, like, what's going on with this game. I like it better when he was there.
No.
No, it's just because you guys keep looking at him while I'm talking to you. I'm just saying.
I'm paying attention. I don't know.
What is that? All right, I couldn't hear you because they're talking. Shh. All right, you ready? The question is, which one am I going to use? And then the second question is, what about the second numbers? What are the options for the second numbers? There's 1 and 4, 2 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Now here, think about this. We need to get to the number 17.
Yeah.
You're probably going to use the 2 and 2. Really?
No, I know.
Am I going to use this one down here? No. I actually think that no. I'm going to use this one. This is my thought process. I'm going to use the top one. That's what I'm thinking.
That's you.
Why? How
Less
many?
space.
Why would I think that? Because I'll tell you why. Let's try this. If I use the 2 and 2 and I put 1 and 4 here, I'll get an 8 and I'll get a 2. This is 8. This is 2. Add those together, I'll get 10. That's not even close to 17. If I put a 2 and a 2 here, I'll get 4 and I'll get 4, and I add those together, the biggest number I can get is 8. Not even close. Now, can I mess with this to somehow get numbers that add up to 17? Like 4 times 4 is what? 16. We're close. So I want a 4 here, right? Well, then there's got to be a 1 there. Now, if you multiply out these 2 outside ones, you'll get 1. And if you multiply the 2 insides, you get 16. So we're good. What are the signs now? What are the signs? No, it's negative and negative.
Oh.
He did. I heard him. You're right. Okay. Actually, you know what? I think that D minus is a little inappropriate if this is like a big D minus.
Wait.
This is so beautiful.
Look, right there.
I know, but that's kind of a even more punk move. There we go, Ted. Well, no, this is for Ted. Okay, fine. For Ted as well.
Can I?
And no. All right, moving on. I really don't know how better to teach you these things. I mean, there is a trick. There is a thing that you would use and all of this kind of stuff. But essentially, like, to me, essentially, you look at the number in front. Like for this problem, you look at that number in front. If it's a 1, then it's not going to be that bad to solve. Unless, of course, it's unsolvable. Unless, of course, the dang thing don't cross the x-axis. The second thing is, if it has a number in front, like that, then it gets harder.
Yep.
But doable, just harder. Like, let's do this one. Let's try it. Alright, I can go 1 and 6 or 6 and 1. I can also go 3 and 2, right?
Yep.
Oh, great.
Yep.
So let's try this. 6x, 1x, or 3x,
3x.
2x. Now here's the thing. I want to get to 5. So if I put in a 3 and a 3, that'll give me 18 and 3. Is that close to 5? No. These numbers over here, if I put in a 6 and a 1 over here, does that get me close to 5? No, that will give me a 6 and a 6, and that won't get me close to 5. I can't mess with it. So the problem with this option right here is it gives me numbers that are too far away. It's too extreme. Right? Like, for the problem that we did over here, this option didn't give me numbers that were extreme enough. 17. 17 is a way big number, or something like. So I need to go with the numbers that have a big difference between them. For this one, I got a 3 and a 2. I think that might be the one that would be a better candidate. Now think about this. How can I make this so that it gives me 5? I can put a 2 and a 3 in here, or I can put a 6 and a 1 here. What numbers can I use? If I put a 3 and a 2 here, I'll have 6 and a 6. Is that any good? No. Still
No.
not good. What if I put in a 2 and a 3? I'll have the numbers 9 and 4. Can I mess with 9 and 4 to get 5?
Yep.
We found our numbers. Still got to figure out the sign, though. Negative on that one, a positive on that one. Right, you know that they're going to have opposite signs because you look at this and it's going to, that tells you opposite signs. You know that it's going to be a negative on the 2x because that the 2x, the negative 2 times positive 2x will give you negative 4. And then this one will give you the positive 9, and that's the one you want to be bigger. Does that make sense to you? And you'll get positive 5. This is the correct answer. And the only best way to check this is to just FOIL it out. Like, how do you do this without knowing all of these tricks that I'm teaching you now, that I'm kind of like, and I'm not even really officially teaching you or writing them down. I'm just kind of talking to you through my thought process of how I do things. But the only way that you really do this is you kind of say, you kind of just guess it and then FOIL it out. And guess it and FOIL it out. And after you do 100 of those problems, you'll get really dang good at this. I wanted to talk about 28, but I actually wanted to finish class early. But anyway, let's talk about 37. 37 is a great problem. Do you guys remember this one?
Yes.
What is it? All right. This is, how do I factor that thing? It's a perfect square. 81 is a perfect square. I have, is x to the 4th power a perfect square? Can you think of what times what gives you x? What times itself gives you x to the 4th power? X squared to the x squared, 9 and 9. And do you guys remember what the signs are going to be inside? Plus and minus. No, not done. This is just like a problem I gave you before. Yes, what's wrong? Okay, what are you talking about?
And then
Which one comes down?
this one.
Diamond says we're not done with that one. That one can be broken up into x minus 3, x plus 3. It's the other one.
Okay.
Because look, this is also a difference of perfect squares. There is no such thing as the sum of perfect squares. The one that has a minus in it. Hence the name, the difference of perfect squares.
Ah, difference.
Right, the difference means subtract. So your answer is this. X squared plus 9, because I can't break that thing down anymore. And this one is
Hence,
x plus 3, x minus 3.
3.
Which actually, you asked me about number 37. I was going to ask about number 28. How do you factor that? It is perfect squares. 8.
That's my favorite.
You have an x and an x. Plus 8 minus 8. Dude, I just explained to you that there is no such thing as the addition of perfect squares.
So it's a difference.
The equation is the difference of perfect squares. This
So
is
it's-
not a difference. There is no way to factor that, my friends. When you do this problem, you say, wait a second, that's not solvable. I mean, if you think about it, look at this. If I ask you to graph x squared plus 64, what is that? It's a parabola that moves up 64 spaces, right? When does that cross the x-axis? It does not, my friends. Right. But there's only things. The only things that
Rare.
the only things that cross the x-axis
Mama.
is when you have a difference of squares. When you have x squared minus something. Oh, cool. That's a great clock.
Yeah, because I don't.
Great clock with big numbers. All right. I'll see you guys later. I actually have 7 minutes to go prepare for my electricity class.
Alright.
Boom.
Don't like this.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you guys later. What would you guys think about that?
I enjoy.
Yeah, I had fun too. How much was it total?
Hell about it.
Gwen has double A's. Hey, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're done.